It's too hot. And that's why I haven't been making videos or anything. Because I've had to borrow Eric's air compressor because mine died. But short shop update. Master cylinder on the Mercedes is out. Just trying to rehone it and rip the seal. So I had to order a new one. So yeah, that's waiting. Got to adjust the push rod in play and the master and all that stuff to get the bias right. I haven't posted anything about the bug lately. I posted a few pictures, but well, this is I guess I'll give everyone a quick update who doesn't know. This is a 97 Boxster I got in trade and had a IMS bearing failure just like all of them do. So there we go. I pretty much cut it up and put my bug body on it. So obviously we have to trim these floor pans out and make sure they're mounted solid to the bottom of that. The stock roll bar fits. It'll be mid-engine with the EJ33. But look at all this space we have that we didn't have with the bugs. The dashboard is right here. You know, your normal seats sit like in the middle. So you'll sit back farther, down lower. So hopefully I can trim off a good bit of this. And I'd like to get it lower, but really it's the coil springs that are catching me back here. They're pretty much almost going to be sticking through where the fenders go because I'd like to keep it full body, which up front is an issue. I'll get to that in a second. Still got to cut the rest of the deck lid off, or the partial shelf off. And as you can see, they're close as far as the bolting fenders to not hit spring. Got to trim down here, blend this in because this is not where it should be. Actually, there we go. It's not on, it's just sitting on there. So I got to square it up too. But it's been a crazy week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of travel and this and that. When we come to the main issue on the front is, so I've basically smashed this in all the way as I can because their top hats are under here, you know, the blah, blah, blah. And I've had to cut out a lot of the structure. The amount of metal they put in the A-pillars on these is ridiculous. So I had to cut out majority of the structure there. So there's really no real structural rigidity holding this front end to the tunnel to the back end. So I'm going to have to tie all this in. I'm really thinking about taking the front suspension off because right now the fiberglass front end won't quite fit on here because I still need to trim some of this, but it wants to hit where the fenders go right on here. So the springs would be sticking out above the fenders and you can't really do anything because the tires hit these springs. So I can cut the struts, put the little coil over doodads on them like all the Honda kids do, fix and, you know, run it that way. Or since I'm not a fan of the power steering rack, I can drop the fuel tank, drop the subframe, and see what I have to do to actually narrow the suspension. Because up here it's easy to narrow because it's all sheet metal. If I'm going to cut it out anyway, I can do basically I can make a jig from what's already here. It has all my mounting points, and then I can narrow it 4 inches and then have my rack and pinion to match with the other one I have because it's a bit quicker of a ratio. And then voila. My only concern is that, you know, bringing this in, you know, if I wanted to use the factory metal, I'd really have to cut it and cut mounting points. And I mean, it's going to fuck up the suspension. Damn it. I swore, didn't I? It's going to mess up the suspension geometry either way. But that's what it is. But this car used to go out to like here. They're big and they're wide. But it's fairly lightweight. And yeah, I know it's not sitting on there straight if you look. Not quite on there straight. It's just sitting on there for now, out of the way. So anyway, that's my update. And there's a whole bunch of the other parts from the Porsche that I saved for now, just tubing. I'm not running the radiators. I'm going to run one up front. Hood, blah, blah, blah. I thought about running Baja narrow eye front end for now until I figure out what I want to do with the suspension, because I can cut off most of that and get this on there, but I don't think I can fit. Don't think the radiator's big enough for behind that grill, but we'll see how it goes. Once I get the Master back in the Mercedes and I can drive, I can move it and I can put this back up on there and start forking with it some more. So there's your update.